In this video, I'm going to tell you how to go from plumbing apprentice to plumbing company owner, and I'm going to tell you right now. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. I've been plumbing over 38 years, and I have every master endorsement in the state of Texas. On this channel, I'm teaching you everything you need to know about plumbing. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. To start up a plumbing company, you need to know a lot of things, but first of all, you need to be a good plumber. You're going to start out as a plumbing apprentice. And I get messages on YouTube all the time. People say, look, I don't know anything about plumbing. You know what? Before I got into plumbing, I didn't know anything either. So here's what I will tell you. Figure out how you want to learn plumbing. Now, you're going to start as a plumbing apprentice or a helper. However you start, it's going to depend on what it's called. But you're not going to know anything day one. Now, watching some of these videos, they're going to help you and you're going to at least understand some things. So that's one thing I recommend. Watch as many of these videos as you can. You're going to learn things about plumbing that you may not even know right now. That's going to help you the first day that you walk in. To get started as a plumber's apprentice, I tell people there's 6 questions, that you need to know. Number 1, do you want to do residential or commercial? Residential is working on homes, people's houses. Commercial is working on offices, medical facilities, industrial maybe, or maybe even high-rise buildings. That's the difference in residential and commercial. So you got to think about it. What type job do you want to go to? Do you want to go work on people's houses, or do you want to build houses? Or do you want to do high-rises? And that's kind of a great way to start. Now, the next question is, do you like to build things or do you like to fix things? Because that's going to determine, do you want to be a residential service plumber or a residential new home builder? Or do you want to be a commercial builder type plumber that builds big office buildings? Or do you want to be a commercial service technician where you go in and fix the problems that they have? So guys, those are really the first 4 questions you need to answer. Do you want to do residential or commercial? Do you want to do service or new construction? And when I say first 4 questions, you've got to make your mind up what kind of person you want to be. Now, you don't have to decide all that right now, but one thing that I would recommend is at least know where you want to end up, because that may help you as to where you get started or how you go or which way you want to go about getting there. The next thing is, do you want to be union or non-union? Now, the reason that I ask all these questions all the time is that's going to let you know how you want to get started and how you want to get going. So if you want to own your own plumbing company or start up a plumbing business, these are questions that you're going to need to know before you ever get into plumbing itself. But once you get into plumbing, then it's easy, because you can learn to be a great apprentice. And becoming a great apprentice means you show up on time, you study, you learn from the people that you work around. And guys, sometimes you're going to learn things not to do. There's plumbers that I've worked with, they taught me a lot of things I never do. So after becoming an apprentice, you're going to move up to where you're a journeyman. Now guys, I don't recommend you starting to be an apprentice and say, look, I'm going to own my own company in 5 years, but plan on putting in the time to actually learn plumbing. I've got a code book. The UPC Study Guide is a great code book to study plumbing. Now, I used to recommend that to people getting ready to go take their journeyman exam. Now, I recommend that to people getting into plumbing. Can you imagine how good you could be at learning plumbing if you already knew a lot of the basic code? Guys, this is the study exam that I recommend to people taking their journeyman and master exam here in Texas. So if you will get that study guide, learn to use it, while you're an apprentice, you're going to realize and learn things much better, much faster, because you're studying your trade. When you become a journeyman, be the best journeyman there is. If you are a residential journeyman or a commercial journeyman, work harder than the people that work around you. Now, I've always been a hard worker, but I also learned how to work smart, learn how to think ahead to make my job easier. You always want to find a way to work smarter, not just harder. And then one day, you're going to realize, look, I've got this, and then you can go take your master exam. Here in Texas, you've got to have 8,000 hours as an apprentice to become a journeyman. Then if you did not go through a DOL program, Department of Labor, then you're going to have to put in 4 more years, I believe, to get your master exam. If you go through a Department of Labor training program, like the United Association, the union, then I think you can get your master in 1 year. So to be honest, you could start out as an apprentice and be a master anywhere from 5 to 8 years. Guys, if you want to own your own plumbing business, it's a great thing for you. My biggest regret is that I didn't start it sooner. And one of my best friends did, and I've had a role model and an example right there. But I still waited. So to own your own company, you want to start out learning plumbing. Learn it better than other people. After you learn all that and start your own company, then you're going to realize there's a lot to learn about business. Taxes, hiring, accounts payable, accounts receivable, marketing, video marketing, social media, networking, SEO. There's a long list of things you're still going to have to learn. But one day, to go from being an apprentice to being a plumbing company owner can be done. And the sooner you realize that that's what you want to do and start working towards that goal, the sooner you can have your own plumbing company. If you enjoy this video, please leave us a comment down below. Please give us thumbs up on it, and also leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you hadn't done so yet, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the Expert Plumber, and I'll see you on the next video if you don't get flushed.